Hey, this is Noogie from NA2, GuardianTalesGuides.com, Guild Loki. And so KR just put up a new raid, um, and it's got Elphaba on it versus Dark Team. Yay, Elphaba's light element. So I figured I'd get on my KR account, which isn't that impressive, but it does the job. It's certainly not optimal. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into Elphaba. We're going to try to, optimally, we're going to get off two chains up at the top, meaning Lilith, Beth, Arabelle, and then the second chain would just be Lupina. And then we're going to go to the left or right side, wherever she moves to, and we're going to go ahead and DPS there and try to get off her third chain, which would just be Lilith, Beth, and Arabelle. But we're going to have to do that one kind of fast. Now, since you're Lilith and you DPS from range, you only need to stay in the central corridor. You don't need to go in front of her when you go to the left or right. Just DPS directly from the side. The more you move, the less DPS you do. So we're going to go in there. There's only one more thing. There's a debuff that she puts. It's a casted thing where you see it just kind of, there's be a little ball she starts casting right in front of herself. Now, there's two things that happen here. Once she casts the little ball, and this is the only important thing you need to know, is as soon as she casts it, she will move to one of the other places in the level. She'll move to the left or right, or if she's down, she'll move up. And since that's the case, and it will actually debuff you for, you'll do 25% less damage, I think it is, for 5 seconds. But since she casts it and then immediately goes invulnerable for 2 or 3 seconds to go to the next painting, you're only taking a 2-second hit or so. So don't mess up, don't change your strategy, but if you see it, just realize, hold off on your special for a second, wait for that debuff to go off you, which would be below your character, and then just start that whole process up again. So you don't want to see it, but it's random, so it could happen. Let's give it a go here. So I'm going to go up. I'm going to move away from Beth. So if I'm getting targeted by something and I'm on top of Beth, Beth would get targeted and Beth would move. And we want Beth to just have blinders on and do DPS. So right now she's just casting normal stuff, no biggies. So we get our chain, just let it go for a second on each one. Not long, we want to kind of condense it. She can break change, but you know, whatever. So now she moves over. We're going to go to the side here. Got our second chain, Pina. So we've got one special to do before we hit it, and look at our time. We don't have a lot of time left. Now we got to get it out real fast. Alright. So you notice how I moved very little through the entire fight. That's optimal. That wasn't an optimal set because a lot of the time you can get the Lucina chain off of the top and you don't have to go to the sides, but it kind of worked out. She also didn't cast that debuff, which just cost us 2 or 3 seconds of DPS and some movement. So that's pretty good. So let's try it again, just gonna see how it works out. Once again, going to the side. She won't cast that debuff for a good 15 seconds minimal. So you're kind of just fine to just do whatever. And there we go. Just relatively quick chains. Alright, she moved over, so we're just going to go to the side. This is pretty much the same exact as the last set, except that she may cast the debuff still. I'm going to position to see if we can see it. Alright, we got 13 seconds, we got to get off a whole new cast. Okay, that one worked out a little bit. So pretty much the same as the last set. We got our Lupina chain off, it was off on the side rather than at the top, and we didn't have the debuff hit. So it'd be nice to get in the set so you see the debuff and have to deal with that a little bit, or I'll deal with it. You can see how it's done. And we'll see if we can... Can't really force it because it's all RNG. But you see how like we do more movement to get to the boss than we will ever do through the entire level. So she's going to cast 2 little abilities. It's never going to be the debuff right off the bat. Alright, so let's see. She gonna move? No. So we're gonna special her up here. We get Lupina up at the top. Alright, she's gonna move pretty soon. Okay. See, I was like, so I was like, alright, are you gonna move? You gonna move? I guess I'll just hit my special, and as soon as I hit my special, she moved. So this is not gonna be an optimal set. We're not gonna get that third chain off. It's kind of amazing. Like I'm like, alright, do I do it? Do it? You know what? I'm gonna go for it. Maybe she. And then she's like, haha. I don't like that. It's crazy goes. And we still haven't seen the debuff, so not great. So we got comparably similar DPS to some of the other stuff. I mean, we didn't even do 3 people chaining, and we still got with the 500 DPS to the first attempt. Why is that? It's because she didn't move. She's just stayed in that spot for a long time and just had DPS for a little bit. The less she moves, the more DPS you do. And maybe a crit or 2 helped as well. So let's see if we can get that DPS to show, or that debuff to show. Also, some of the discrepancy on DPS, like that last ability she casted, caused Beth to move around. See, that one's causing Beth to move around. Beth moving isn't good because Beth doesn't DPS when she moves. So we're set up for Lupina chain, so we're watching her now to see where she moves. So if she moves, we don't chain the next one. Alright, doesn't look like she's moving, so let's go. Alright, so she's gonna move pretty soon. There we go, she's off to the side. We already set up our chain. So we're gonna wait, and maybe she'll do that debuff. Are you gonna do the debuff? Come on, lady, do the debuff. Whatever. I think she knows you're watching and she wants to be obstinate. She doesn't want to let you know all of her ghostly secrets and whatnot. Okay, this is an 8-minute video at this point. She's still not done the debuff. And I'm not going to edit this because this is just a helpful thing and I'm not going to go super production value on this. I'm going to talk and teach and not do any of that because I don't care enough. I'm going to make no money off of this. And I really don't care what you think. And I won't have a video like a thumbnail where I'm like, oh my god, which is like every YouTuber ever. It's like that wide open mouth, like, oh my gosh, you can't believe what I just found. You should watch this YouTube video. It's going to be so crazy. I'm not going to do that. I respect you too much. Oh, see, that was a debuff, and we just interrupted it. Oh my god. Whatever. Well, let's just put it this way. Rather than just wait for the debuff to actually occur in a very inconvenient fashion, we'll just say that when it pops up, you just need to know that she's going to move right after the debuff. You just need to be there to take her out. So, but either way, you see I'm moving very, very little. You should move very, very little too. And if you do it right, she won't move to a third portrait. She'll just stay on the first 2. And then that's going to time you out. So, hope this helps. Adios.